What is Exodus? Exodus is this game. This is a game that is very similar to... Okay, so I'm guessing people are dropping in that are Mass Effect fans that are like, oh, what's Exodus? Or maybe you're an Expanse fan and you're like, oh, what's Exodus? Sci-fi RPG, man. Just like Mass Effect. Just like The Expanse. This is the game that is coming out first, I bet. I don't think The Expanse comes out next year. Exodus is the game coming out next year that is made by partly Bioware veterans, partly by a bunch of other veterans from other studios. They've got quite the team. Quite the team. Exodus is the spiritual successor of ME. Kind of. I say that it is. It's not necessarily, but when you look at it and when you look at the people involved, you can say that it's kind of the spiritual successor to Mass Effect. It's the thing that people are like expecting most to be like, yeah, you know, this is the thing that I'm looking forward to the most right now. Drew Karpyshyn, the main Mass Effect writer, is in the Exodus team, right? So if you're a fan of Mass Effect, just know that Exodus is being written by the same guy. I'm worried that June will feel like playing Ryder. Nah. First of all, I have to remind you, Zenvolin, this is not Mass Effect. You cannot have the same expectations for the character because this is not Shepard. For Andromeda, it was understandable. But okay, it's a two-parter here. First of all, don't expect this to be Shepard. They haven't announced this to be Shepard because this isn't Shepard. Ryder was partly unproven, not terribly well written, not terribly well interesting. Not terribly well animated. Drew Karpyshyn and the people here had nothing to do with Andromeda, okay? And this is not a sequel to Mass Effect. This is its own thing. They have already said kind of who June is, and June is somebody who isn't, like, who doesn't really know about how special they are. And I don't want to spoil too much because there's kind of a lot of background to what makes June special as a character. But they just think that they're this normal, regular ass person, right? That there's nothing special about them. I don't think that they're gonna write June in this way where they're like super comedic, you know, or that they're not serious and they don't know what they're doing. I don't have that expectation for June, just, you know, simply because this isn't Mass Effect. It's just similar to Mass Effect. Having Ryder flashbacks, are we? I'm pretty certain it won't be the case. No, pretty certain too. Like it will definitely not be the case. It's not the same people, guys. I don't want to be like a dickhead about it, but I just gotta say it like it is. It's not the same people in charge. It's not the same people involved. This is an entirely new thing, made by people led by people who made some of the best Bioware games. Did they mention whether you could be bad/evil in Exodus? I really hope you can be. That would be great. I think what you could probably do, I mean, let's say that you're not able to be like completely evil and a complete douchebag. What you could do is, because they seem to be very like specific about the fact that your choices are going to be huge. If you do want to be a jackass and you want to essentially destroy an entire system by giving them a certain item, because there are, and I'm not going to spoil too much here, there are certain items in Exodus that are so absurd that if they introduce these to the game, like these lore items, and you can like give that to your system to, okay, you guys do whatever you want with this, that could lead, like some of these things could lead to the most horrific situations possible. And so what you could do technically is that if you want to play as a jackass, you could give them this item. Maybe you're not supposed to, but you do it anyway, and so you just want to see people suffer. So you could be evil, even if June isn't doing it as an evil act in the game per se. Like the choice isn't necessarily evil in of itself, but you could role play it because you know that the result is going to be horrifying. So you could do that, right? Do you guys want a spoiler? Because there are a few things that, you know, could I should shut up because there's some really cool things.